Greetings and welcome. It's been a couple weeks, but I wanted to pay tribute to Blackhawks legend Bobby Hull, who passed away on January 30th. For my generation, Jonathan Toews and Patrick Kane led the organization's revival in the 2010s, and they will go down as two of the most influential players in Blackhawks history. But for older Hawks fans and fans like myself who love sports history, there wasn't much better than the 1960s and early 70s when Hull, Stan Mikita, and Tony Esposito owned the original Madhouse on Madison. And before Michael Jordan brought his talents to the west side of Chicago, it was Bobby Hull and his 118 mile per hour slap shot that was the most exciting athlete Chicagoans had seen. Nicknamed the Golden Jet for his speed and blonde hair, Hull scored 610 goals in the NHL, along with 303 more with the World Hockey Association. He also had 560 assists in the NHL. And the Hull and Mikita Hawks won the 1961 Stanley Cup, the last Chicago would win until 2010. His off-ice life does complicate his legacy, in my opinion, but I will leave it that not all legends are icons. So, I like hockey more than you probably would guess by watching my channel. I am a Chicago Blackhawks fan. That being said, I also like the St. Louis Blues. And of course, when they play each other, I don't like the Blues, but I do have a soft spot for St. Louis. And my favorite hockey player of all time is Brett Hull. And here is his sorry for the glare, 1988 O-Pee-Chee rookie. I was lucky to have the ability to watch Brett Hull play in person many times, and I think as great as he was, seeing him in person was so much better because of the way he would find ways to be opened and to score that the TV just can't pick up on. But so as a Hawks fan and a Brett Hull fan, I was always interested in Bobby Hull's career from an early age. I had two encounters with Bobby Hull, both very memorable. Hull once said that every professional athlete owes a debt of gratitude to the fans and pays an installment every time he plays. And I feel he carried that over into his retirement and all of his interactions with fans. The first time I met him, I had no idea I would. I was in high school and I drove to a card show in Rosemont, Illinois, where the Nationals held. Wasn't the National, but just the same building for those who have been. Hull was doing a signing, and so was Chris Chelios. Again, I'm in high school. I didn't have a ton of money. Not that I have a ton of money now, but so I knew I couldn't afford Hull at the time, but I really wanted Chelios' autograph, and I could afford it. So Hull and Chelios are sitting right next to each other, and randomly at the show, they weren't signing autographs, but just attending the show was one of the Munchkins from The Wizard of Oz. And she's yelling at Hull, and they started exchanging stories right there in front of 100 fans waiting for either an autograph of Bobby Hull or Chris Chelios. I wish I could remember some of the stories, just time's gotten away and I can't, but they were, I remember them being fascinating. But my number is called, and I meet Chelios, shake his hand, he's pretty cool. And this isn't kind of like now where it's just tables. These were like long tables. Like now it seems like they're all individual tables, but they are almost like shoulder to shoulder. And as Chelios is signing, I think I got a puck from him. Bobby introduced himself and shook my hand while I was getting Chelios's autograph. I thought that was extremely cool for him to do, even though I wasn't in his line. I wasn't getting his autograph, but he still took time to kind of introduce himself to Chelios's fans. And the second time, it was more of an intimate signing, I guess. But Bobby Hull came to our local ice rink to sign autographs and dropped the first puck at a random hockey game we had. I don't really remember the details of why he was there, but he signed one item for free for anyone who wanted it. So I was able to grab this Blackhawks puck of him finally. She inscribed number 9. And as I was getting it signed, I told him that Brett was one of my favorite all-time players, and his eyes lit up, and he said he was really happy to hear that. And then I just kind of took a shot, and I asked him if he had any recollection of that Wizard of Oz Munchkin years earlier, the actress, and to my surprise, he did. So I asked how they knew each other, and he responded, hell, I didn't know who it was, but they knew me, and I didn't want to disappoint them. That was just kind of how Hull was. He was always just very, at least with my couple interactions, he was very, very gracious with fans. On his way out to drop the puck, he took a nacho chip from a young kid's tray, dipped it in the cheese, and put it in his mouth. And that kid's jaw just dropped. And the look on his dad is something I'll always remember as well. Just Hull even just made that kid's day just randomly. But both times, Bobby Hull gave me memories I'll always have. So rest in peace. Thank you for watching, and enjoy your collection.